All right. I'm going to ask you about question 30 just because I want to know if you understand this question. It says the probability that z is less than some z score that's equal to 0.4. Now, does that z score have to be negative or positive? Let's think about the normal curve. Zero's in the middle. Now it says less than or equal to. Which way would that be shading, left or right? Left. So wherever this value a is on this scale, left of it is 40%. That should guarantee that you know that it's either positive or negative. It's got to be negative. They're saying somewhere over here there's a value a, and 40% of the area is to the left of that. Where z is normally distributed, okay, the mean is 0, the standard deviation is 1. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What is the probability that z is greater than that? Oh, 60%. So it wasn't as tough as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a different question. Well, seriously, I thought they were going to do something tricky, but they didn't. Made me all disappointed. 31. Tests of a new sinus medication indicate that 1/5 of 1% of people who take it will experience unpleasant side effects. That's why they say all those things on the commercials. You know, and you flip through the magazines, you know, there's like a page of side effects, you know, for one medication. You're like, whoa, is this all for one medication? Find the mean to the nearest integer and the standard. Well, what's the value of the probability of success? We're calling success a person that has a side effect. That's what we're calling success. 1/5 of 1%. Can you give me a decimal for that, folks? 1/5 of 1%. 1/5 of 1%. What'd you get? 0.2%. Right, but I as a decimal, not a percentage. 0.002. Okay, so that's the value of p. And there are 100,000 trials. Right, that's n. 100,000. So how do I use these two numbers to come up with the, what's it say, the mean? Multiply them, right? Which is 200. The stupid thing about this question is only one of the choices has an average of 200. I should really, I mean, those are some bad choices, man. We need some others with 200 thrown in. No, that's too easy.
How do you find the other?
How do you find what?
The other.
Square root NPQ, right? Sigma is equal to square root NPQ, which would be 100,000 times 0.002 times 0.998. Right? Probability of failure would be the 0.998 value. Oh, you can hardly see that. Okay, so that's how you get the 14.13. And the mean is n times p. Okay, on the next page, 35 is a no-go. There's no polar graphing on this thing. So you can definitely scratch that off your list. I was asked for question 34, and that's the only one from this page. Do you see any others? I don't know. Special questions? Yeah, that one's worth double the points. Just making this up. Probably just, I'm going to have to talk to the teacher who typed this up and thank her for putting those asterisks, because every class period has been asked, what does that mean? It means you're going to die if you get that one wrong. Okay, we're going to chop off a finger.
I don't like it when websites do that. They like, or paper, they put asterisk and then they don't say what it means. You can't do that.
Well, we did.
Wait, is there a phone shape?
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Does it have a unit circle on it?
It does not have a unit circle on it. You will have to know your unit circle.
Yeah, so you give us like a little circle. Will you give us like the circle to write the units on?
Maybe.
Then could you use one with the units on it?
One with units on it.
And we have to draw the circle.
I'll give you the units, but I don't have to put them in right order, do I?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Yeah, I'll just have, there's no circle. I didn't give them the unit circle. No.
You can like put all of the equations and make them like equal.
I'm sorry, you lost me. This equation's on there. Rotation theta matrix. Alright, or you've got cosine, cosine, sine, and opposite sign, or x, x, y, opposite y.
So yeah, the x will be the same, and then what about yeah.
Yep, then the y value and the opposite. What do you notice in column 1 of the matrix?
It's the point.
It's the actual coordinate, right? It's the actual coordinate of that particular place of the circle. So when they're talking about a rotation of 150 degrees, okay, so which quadrant is 150 degrees in? Second quadrant, yes. All right. And so what coordinate is this?
Negative.
It is negative. We're starting it out correctly. Radical 3/2, right? Because that's the closest one to the edge. Positive 1/2. Right? They go 1/2. Remember that. And then what's the next one? Radical 2/2, and then the final one, radical 3/2. Right? And the same thing happens on the x-axis. 1/2, radical 2/2, and radical 3/2. I'm glad that I could share this Celine Dion moment with you. Hopefully it's all coming back to you now. And out at the very edge, you don't know who Celine Dion is.
I don't believe Dion is, so I don't get it.
Okay, she had a song, it's all coming back to you now. Evidently not. Okay. Okay. She's in Vegas if you want to hear her. Okay, what's out at the very edge? 1, right? That's the farthest value because it's a unit circle.
We're going to have to know the ones like on the curvy parts or something?
The curvy parts of the circle. You mean the tangents?
Yes.
Okay. There are 3 extremely popular tangents besides the basics like this one. What's this? What's the slope of a horizontal line? 0. And the slope of a vertical line?
1.
Undefined. Did I just hear 1? You see, because it looks like a 1, it's, oh, okay, yeah. Okay, if you're skiing on the hill, okay, and then the hill looks like this, it's not a good thing. Okay, that's a cliff, right.
I have a question. Will we have to graph, oh wait, never mind.
Graph what?
It's multiple choice.
Yes, we will have to graph multiple choice.
Can we just get rid of the whole unit circle part? Yeah. I think that'd be lovely. Can we write the test together right now? Yeah.
Go ahead, make up questions. Submit them, and then we'll see what you got. Okay, so if we know that this is negative radical 3/2 and 1/2, then we have the second part of the question. Right, because we have x, y, opposite y. Oops, yeah. And then, of course, we still need the Rx matrix out here. So that's the rotation 150. Well, unless you are fast enough and find the right person to cheat off of, probably. Okay, so when you reflect something across the x-axis, what's changing? When you reflect something across the x-axis, what's changing? The y value. Remember, all your reflection matrices are based on what matrix? The identity matrix, the good old identity matrix, right? The 1, 0, 0, 1. Okay? The upper left controls X, the lower right controls Y. That's what we talked about way back when. And if you think that the Y value is changing, then it would look just like that. When it moves, you move just like that. Okay, never mind. A little row multiplication, rows and columns. Rows and columns, rows and columns. Everybody loves the rows and columns. They do in the world of the matrix. Okay, so what's my first element? Okay, you're only multiplying those two together right there, folks. What do you got? Negative 3 radical 2. What?
Radical 3 over 2.
Negative radical 3 over 2. Are there any choices you can eliminate from A, B, C, or D based on that one element? A and B are gone. Okay, because they have the negative 1/2 as the first element. Alright. So first row, second column. What do you got? First row, second column. Negative 1/2. Have we found the right answer now? D. Right? It's the only one with the negative 1/2 for the second entry. That one was positive 1/2. So we eliminated it. Anything else on this page? Ooh, 38 looks like a good no-calc question. For about 40 questions, maybe. You wanted less?
No.
Oh. Why would we need that for log 10? I mean, come on, log 10. Double checker. Okay. Do they do that at the grocery store?
Yeah.
They'll recheck all your items?
No, because if you look at your receipt, you're like, hey, this one's not right, then have to redo it all.
Oh, then they'll bring over the double checker? Okay, so on the next page I got 41 and 44. Anything else besides those that need to be added to my list? 41 or 44? I feel like 40 should be added. Yeah, let's throw 40 on there.
Yeah, this 44 was the one I was...
Alright. We'll get to it. Question 40. Scale change has the effect on the graph, stretching it horizontally by a factor of 4.5. What is that as a fraction? 4 over 5? 9 over 2. So we know that x gets multiplied by 9 over 2. That now eliminates how many choices? C and B, right, are now eliminated because they are not multiplied by 9/2. Okay, it says shrinking it vertically. Now, when I said the word shrinking in first semester, I always indicated that we were using a value less than 1, because that's what exponential decay is all about, a value smaller than 1. So I would have said shrinking it vertically by a factor of 1/3. Now they used 3. I think some other teachers don't know what they're talking about. But, because stretching goes along with the idea of it growing exponentially or decaying is less than 1. So which one of those would be multiplying by 1/3? That would be choice A. I know some teachers say shrinking indicates division. And I'm like, okay, well, we typically, with all of the geometric series stuff and geometric sequences and exponential growth and decay, we've always talked about greater than 1 and less than 1. Why are we changing now? Which is the complex conjugate of -1? Well, folks, what is the imaginary portion of the number -1? -1 plus something I. What is it? 0i. Correct. Right? That's why we never write it down, because it's 0i. So what's the conjugate of -1 plus 0i? -1 minus 0i. But because it's 0i, any real number is its own conjugate. Pretty cool, huh? Yeah. Awesome question. I love that one. Okay, now down to the wave. From the equation, what do you know is the amplitude? 1.5, right? That is the scale change in the vertical direction. So, have we gotten rid of any choices? A and D. Wow, that was nice. Eliminated those. So now we're down to B and C. Is this a shift to the right pi over 2 or to the left pi over 2? To the right pi over 2. So I'm looking for a good old sine wave. Now, where was HK? Where's HK on a good old sine wave? Where's it at? Okay, that would be cosine. But if you look at a basic sine function, what's H and K? Right here. I see them right there.
X and Y.
Not the variables. The shift, the phase shift, and the vertical shift. 0, 0. Thank you. That's why you didn't see them, folks. 0, 0, right? Because we don't write those down. Otherwise, they'd make fun of us at parties. So 0, 0 is the value when it started its cycle. So which one of these, B or C, looks like it was this picture, but it got moved to the right pi over 2 units? That has to be choice B, because it got moved over to the right pi over 2 units. C looks like it went to the left pi over 2, so I can't use that one. Phew, man, we got some good stuff down here. Next page, I got 46, 48 through 50. Okay, 46, 48 through 50. Anything else besides 46 and 48 through 50? Alright, see how many of these we can get done. Suppose the probability of A is 0.3, probability of B is 0.15, and the probability of the intersection is that. Anybody know the probability of A or B? How do we find that? Which is also the union. Nope, we can't multiply. That's the intersection you're thinking of, and that's under the category of independence. Okay, yep. Add these two and subtract the intersection while shutting off your phone. 0.3 plus 1.15 minus 0.2. What do we got there? 0.45 minus 0.2? 0.25. Now let's answer their question. What's the probability of not A or B? Not A union B. If A or B is 0.25, what's the opposite? 0.75. Please notice that 0.25, the Admiral Akbar choice, was right here. Exactly. What? You don't get that one? Admiral Akbar from Return of the Jedi? It's a trap! Okay. What? Okay, yeah. Don't take the trap. Okay. Okay.